So, Asia, we started working together a couple months ago. When you came to me, kind of talk to me about the struggles that you were having and the pain points that were in your life. Why did you hire me?
Well, first of all, I hired you because I liked you. You were really nice and genuine. I went through one of your beta courses that you did on storytelling, and I was just like, everything that was in it, all of the frameworks, I was like, oh my gosh, I just need more. Like you sold me the whole time that we interacted throughout that course, and afterwards, I realized that because I wanted to move into the public speaking space, but I also really needed some help honing in my story and figuring out how to tell it in a way that was effective because I'm not a great storyteller by trade. I realized that you were the person that could help me. That I had actually been searching probably for about 6 months for a coach or for some help and some direction, and kind of just trying to find the right fit. And after I went through your course and I interacted with you a little bit, I really figured out that you were the person that I wanted to have in my space at that point.
Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about what I was able to help you with. What did you get out of our time together?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely at that point, I didn't know how to tell my story. I didn't know how to use all of my experiences in a way that would be helpful to other people. You really helped me figure out how to stop trying to focus on selling someone something, which, I hate. I hate being like inauthentic and just like cutting to the chase, and nobody wants to hear about what you have to sell. You taught me how to bring them through a transformation. And you really taught me how to think in a way that I've never been prompted to think before or taught to think, even after going all the way through business school and working in the business industry for 10 plus years. I've never been taught to think that way in sales. So everything that you taught me was new to me. It was refreshing, but it was also really easy to grasp because it was bite size, and you were also there to kind of to truly coach me through it. I mean, you met me at a time in starting my business where I had been, only in the entrepreneurial mindset for probably 6 months. I was a fresh business. I had only been out in the world for a couple of months at that point. And I really needed some guidance and some encouragement. And you were just super kind. You were patient. You were encouraging, and you were very genuine. You made me feel comfortable, which is a big thing for me to feel comfortable in order to grow in that space. So you showing up for me every week really encouraged me to show up for myself and for my business, and just have somebody walk me through practically what to do and how to do it, as far as weaving storytelling and sales that isn't sleazy into how you're presenting yourself, but also you really built me up as a person. Honestly, it was more of a personal connection too.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that I was able to help you out. That's good. Is there anything that you would add? Like, I mean, that was awesome. I'm glad I was able to help you. Like, that's at the end of the day, that's what we like to do, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like to help people.
I don't know. I feel like the last thing I would say is that you really just took me from a place where I was stuck and I didn't know what to do. You gave me something to follow, but you also walked me through it. So starting, I didn't know really how to walk on my own 2 feet with the storytelling space and with how to present myself and sell my products and my knowledge and how to connect with people better. Um, and at the end of that, I felt comfortable showing up in a room again and talking to people. I felt like I had direction. I knew what to follow. I kind of was able to walk away from you, able to walk on my own, not just, in that space where I had no idea what to do and I was paralyzed and I needed help. So,
Can I ask you what the difference was? How was having coaching for me different from just buying a course? Because I know like you had some courses, like a lot of people out there are like, oh, I'll just buy the course for that. But
mhm,
I think I was able to help you quite a bit more than a course. Do you mind
yeah,
shedding a little bit of light onto that?
sure. I probably went through 7 different courses over a couple of months, just desperately searching for like, okay, well, if I complete all these tasks and I learn this stuff, it'll be fine. If I, learn how to do this thing, then I can apply it. I needed someone to walk through it with me and to help pull it out of me. Like our conversations would light me up every day that we would talk. So it would pull out those creative juices. You could kind of help kind of string it along and figure out what I was trying to say. You were able to kind of help me hone in my message, whether it was naming something or figuring out what exactly to create to offer someone, as far as, whether it's a blueprint or a free checklist or lead magnets. You helped me with click funnels, like just things that I just didn't know where to start because there's so many options for everything. Aside from teaching me how to tell my story and exactly how to do that, you also helped me figure out how to string it all together from a front end offer all the way through, creating the Facebook group to how to get people in it, to where to find my audience, figure out where they hang out, how to find them. So, I mean, it's just everything. It wasn't like I was going through and completing a task that somebody gave me all the time and then really getting like little to no feedback like you kind of do in courses, because there's so many people that participate in them. You don't get that one-on-one. Being able to have access to somebody who was only paying attention to me, who I knew was successful and had walked through the public speaking space, hosting events, all that kind of stuff. It was different. It's so much more meaningful when you have somebody to take your hand and walk you through it and to give you everything that you need and actually have that two-way interaction and coach you, instead of just completing tasks and either feeling successful, feeling like a failure. You're just kind of putting it out there in the world. You don't really know if it's effective or not. You don't really know if your ideas are strong enough to take somewhere. Having you actually give me that feedback immediately and looking at things and reviewing them and editing them and giving me coaching on that and feedback was so much different than just completing a task and not really knowing if it was the right thing to turn around and show to somebody.